This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. When you visit the doctor, you probably hand over your insurance, your ID, and contact details. It's just one of the many places that has your personal info. And if any of them accidentally expose it, you could be at risk for identity theft. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second. If you become a victim, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Menopausal and perimenopausal women, listen up. It's time to take control of your health and comfort, and Winona is here to help. Winona is a telemedicine company for menopause care who believes that your symptoms are real, important, and deserve to be taken seriously. And for many women, this starts with hormone replacement therapy. Winona's HRT is made with plant-based, bioidentical hormones rather than synthetic ones, so it better aligns with your body to offer relief from hot flashes, weight gain, and other uncomfortable symptoms. 80% of women who use Winona find relief within just 90 days. So, what are you waiting for? Get started today. Visit buywinona.com today to start your free visit. With free shipping and the ability to pause or cancel at any time, your path to wellness has zero obligations. Use code SPRING24 at buywinona.com for 25% off your first treatment plan. That's BYWINONA.com for 25% off. Winona. Menopause care made easy. Summer is the season of hot temperatures, outdoor adventures, and refreshing water activities. Summer is also the season of rough on your feet, causing dry, cracked heels and toes. Introducing Babyfoot, the original exfoliation foot peel that contains 16 natural extracts formulated to remove dead skin cells in 3 easy steps. Apply the booties, relax for an hour, then wash your feet. In 14 days, you've got baby smooth skin and your feet have never been softer. Letting dead skin cells build up over time is hazardous to your foot health. Our professional-grade DIY products, like our original exfoliation foot peel, our men's foot peel, or our moisturizing mask, are some of the best foot care products on the market, created with your foot health in mind. Pamper yourself with a spa day from the comfort and convenience of your own home with Babyfoot. If you want a chemical-free, easy-to-use exfoliating process from the company that created the original foot peel, it's time to treat yourself to Babyfoot. Go to babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24 and get 20% off your first order with Babyfoot. That's babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24.
Hello, and welcome to a special Thanksgiving episode of Too Stupid to Live, a podcast that reviews romance novels $5 and under. I'm your host, Turkey Feldman, and can you tell that I am reading an introduction that I wrote after taking an edible, which is why I somehow thought turkey rhymes with Becky. And I just realized that my headphones aren't plugged into my recorder right now. And so I was like, oh, my headphones aren't working that well. Oh, well. And then I realized they're not even plugged in. So this is where I'm at right now. Okay, so speaking of edible, that's basically how you could describe the novella we are reviewing today, because it is yummy. Today, my guest and I are discussing Pumpkin and Spice by Abby Knox, which is currently $1.99. And so Thanksgiving can be a time when you reunite with lovely people you don't get to see as often, and that is exactly who my guest is today. Morgan Cline is joining me via Skype. She's a writer who I met doing improv in Los Angeles, and she did what I think a lot of people in Los Angeles secretly wish they could do. She left Los Angeles, and she is just living her best life in Vermont, and you are going to love her. So please enjoy this review of Pumpkin and Spice.
Morgan, hello, and welcome to Too Stupid to Live. Okay, so you have read romances before, and I would love to know, your history of reading romance.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought they were really, I just thought they were ridiculous. But I never read one. And then I had left a job. I worked for Tyler Perry in Atlanta. I moved back to LA. And I just was purging all this stress. And I got back and I was looking for a job. And I decided I started getting into, as a joke, I got into fanfic. Mm-hmm. And I started Googling, I'm not proud of this. I read a lot of Veronica Mars fan fiction.
Mars fan fiction.
Yeah. And then also Game of Thrones. I just went down the rabbit hole with some real horny Game of Thrones stuff. And then I was like, wow, some of these are actually pretty well written. And then I was like, I actually like historical things. So then I started reading a lot of historical romance novels. And I honestly didn't stop. I read like one a day.
Yeah, that's how most people read.
Yeah, I got so into it. I read them so fast. And I was like, it's cotton candy for your brain. And I mean that in the best way. Like it's such kind of like you know what the structure is. It's pretty straightforward. You can pretty much, especially like on historical ones, you can kind of figure out what's going to happen. The plot sets itself up for you. You know it's going to have a happy ending-ish. Mm-hmm. It makes you feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing is like things work out.
Yeah. Yeah, and because there's something kind of nice about knowing the structure, it's something you're like, yep. And I got really like in the historical ones, so they always kind of let it like hang for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and there's just like, it's the kind of great thing. It's like anything you're into, you can kind of find a romance novel that fits it. They're out there.
Yeah. So is there any specific historical period you like, or is it just like any historical?
I'm kind of picky. I like pioneers. Really into like Conestoga wagons and just hardships. I like hardship. You know, and I'm from East Texas, and I just think it feels romantic on the prairie. I don't know. It's stupid. And like lords and ladies.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like Regency and then like Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, exactly. I read some about like some mail order brides that I really liked.
My mom keeps recommending that I read a mail order bride book.
Yeah, it's kind of, because I think I really like, even in regular novels, I love like the will they, won't they. I like the kind of like two people with, you know, like who butt heads and then they come together. And a lot of the pioneer ones are like that. They're like, oh no, he's a quiet, stubborn cowboy and she's a headstrong mail order bride, and they just, you know, oil and water, but lightning at night. And then it's the same thing with like the lords and ladies. It's like, oh dear, you know, the Marquis, the something needs to pay off a gambling debt. And, you know, so-and-so, she's from a, you know, wealthy family, but she's a wallflower. Yeah. What will happen? And will she break him, you know?
No, they break each other in the most...
Each other with banging and love.
Just a good breaking down with some banging.
Yeah, so those are my favorites. Like like I said, I'll dabble in some, you know, fanfic. I've not read a lot of like real day romance novels. I'll do more of like a rom-com on that. Like I've done some like, but I had a bad experience once where I bought a book and I thought it was like a pioneer romance novel. It's called The Long Hard Road or something like that. And I thought, yeah, like pioneers, like the Oregon Trail. And it was not. It was about the modern day rodeo circuit with some really raunchy sex. And I was like, Toby Keith. Like the first thing was like talking about a bar with Toby Keith. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Rodeo, there's something about rodeo. I get it, but it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something very strange. And this book specifically was like, she got stuck on the rodeo circuit. And it just seemed so depressing.
Yeah. I was in Austin a few years ago, and I went to like the Texas History Museum or something. And there was this whole exhibit on the rodeo. And there was like a part about like female rodeo stars. And I was like, yes, this is so nice. But then as I kept going through it, my excitement waned.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a dark career path. Uh-huh. The guy that Luke Perry played, that like rodeo guy in the movie 8 Seconds from the 90s. Uh-huh. Like, spoiler alert, that guy died. Yeah. And he's buried near my hometown.
Oh my God. Well.
Yeah, it's not a pretty thing. But anyway, yeah, so that was like, I've dabbled in like, I don't know, like current day, and I just feel like sometimes it leaves something to be desired.
Yeah, we all have our genre. Like, I love romantic suspense, and that's like vacation for me.
You like spies or like things like that?
Like CIA, covert ops. Ooh. Like, I don't know those terms. I don't know what those are. But, you know,
like La Femme Nikita, like that kind of stuff.
I love a good La Femme Nikita. Like, they're on the run. and they like have sex when they're like hiding out from like danger.
It's heightened stakes.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Really high stakes. It's like sexy Bourne.
Exactly. And that was my criticism for all the Bourne movies. I'm like, there's not enough sex. I'm bored.
Yeah, because like he's really hot. He's on the run. What else do you have to lose?
Yeah, and like you need a release.
Yeah.
And it's
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, and it's like something about having sex at the most, because like it's so convenient in these books where it's like, thank God there's no snipers while they're fucking. And so there's something very cool of like, okay, it worked out.
Yeah, you're like, it's like wartime, you know? It's like that's why people always like have like there's baby booms after war because people just bang during. It's stressful.
Yeah.
Like, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, you just like sex is a good stress reliever.
It's a good stress reliever. Yeah, I mean I think that's probably why people do it on the prairie as well. It's like you're gonna get bit by a snake, or I don't know, you know, a tornado's gonna get you.
Or it's like, what was that, the Donner Party situation?
Yeah, or you're gonna get eaten by your own family. Have sex while you can, man.
Yeah, I mean, before you're a burger or something.
Yeah, so somebody's like nibbling at your toes and not in a good way.
So do you want to like get into discussing?
Yeah, this book was a wild ass ride.
It was so short yet so much.
This packed more information and more years than like long anthologies of books.
Yeah, I mean, this was like it was like the Odyssey. You know what I mean? Like the Iliad and the Odyssey.
It really was. And I read it, like I downloaded it, it was on my phone, and so when I opened it, I was like 1,000 pages. I was like, all right, well, it's, you know, small, like, and I didn't realize, and then I was like, wait, this is really, like, this is it's a novella, but there's a lot of information in there.
Yeah, and we got to get to that.
Yeah, this is,
but I'll read a synopsis real quick. Okay, So Pumpkin and Spice is by Abby Knox, which is currently $1.99. After being called Pumpkin in school, Max Novak is hesitant about returning home for Thanksgiving. However, when she reunites with her old crush Talbot Spice, aka Stoner, she decides to invite him to her Thanksgiving feast, both on the table and under it.
Talbot
Spice. I mean, it was like, okay, it's like, you hear the premise, and then it's like, I'm going to really put that premise in your face.
I don't even know how to get into like the background, but I have so many notes and they're all written in caps. But yeah, his name is Talbot, like the woman's store.
Yeah.
Spice is his last name, and he goes by Stoner.
And like, did they mention in the book if he was a stoner?
No, there's like a part where she's like, they kind of allude to the fact that he was like a bad boy in high school, but it is just like many things, it's forgotten.
Yeah, like I was just picturing like here he is, like loose shirt, not shaven, his eyes perpetually red.
Yeah,
like that's how I was picturing him.
Yeah, it's like I don't like, but then it's like he's older now and he's got, you know. I also freaked out because like this woman is my age, like, so the premise is like it starts in 1998, graduating high school, so that means she's exactly my age. Mm-hmm. So when this is written, she's 39.
Yeah, and I actually kind of liked that.
I liked that it was older. Like I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this, I don't know. Do you go into the plot? Like the fact she owns an eco like dynasty.
Yeah, why not? So she's like living out. So Max, she's like,
she does. Yeah, she dropped the pumpkin, but Stoner kept Stoner.
It is better than Talbot. It's like, hey, towel, can you get a towel? Okay, so she the first scene, she like is she's the school's valedictorian, and she gives this speech of like, fuck you,
I'm going to San Diego, see ya.
And
like,
And then she does and starts like an eco-friendly company or something.
It's like an empire, though. They're like, it's like, oh, she's like the eco. It's just such a kind of a throwaway weird thing where it's like, oh yeah, I also own an eco, like a green business mecca that's going to be sold because it's like so great.
Yeah. So she's
that's great. It's 2019. You should do that.
Yeah, for sure. And so she comes back home for Thanksgiving and like sees Stoner. And the last time she saw Stoner, she got drunk like the night after she graduated, and he like took her home.
Yeah. And he kind of like mentions, oh, I've had a crush on her forever. But it's just kind of weird. He's like, he saves her from getting roofied by like the jocks or something.
Yeah. There's one part in it that drove me nuts. Like, she's like talking about him later, and she was like, Stoner was such a gentleman in high school. Like, he took me home and he took my shoes off and put me to bed. Like, what a hero. And it's like, that drives me nuts. It's like, he's a hero because he didn't like rape her. Like, what is that?
Yeah, it's like, hell, he was a gentleman. He wasn't super creepy. Like he does later on. Like, not that he raped her, but just I think he's got some issues.
Yeah. He does have issues, but that night he did the bare minimum of human decency.
Yeah, he was like, FYI, you're about to get roofied.
Like, it just drives me nuts of, like, putting men on this pedestal of, like, if they're not a piece of shit, like, suddenly they win Man of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, like, so then she goes to the bar with her friend, poor Joy. Was that her name, Joy?
Joy.
Yeah, and I guess I like books that change perspectives. Like, I think that's interesting, and I don't know if that came from the trope of the 50 Shades. Mm-hmm. You know, I think didn't they do that at one point where they
did, yeah.
It just seemed a little bit odd for the format of it being a shorter book to flip between the two.
It really like made the pacing weird.
Yeah. Also, it just was Stoner's chapters were just very intense.
I mean, we should just say, like, Stoner had, like, a fucked up background.
This is where the backstory gets there is just a lot of that. Stoner was molested by a priest.
Yeah.
And bought the rectory as, like, a fuck you to the priesthood. And then Pumpkin's sister has an addiction problem.
Yeah.
And the family kind of feels like they kind of are over it.
Yeah.
That's just a lot to kind of drop on the reader to be like, oh, and by the way.
I agree. Like, I feel like, well, let's bring in their issue. Like, they need issues. And then it's like, I just want to, like, read them boning. And then it's like, I mean, not that I'm not saying what happened isn't important and isn't serious, but it was just so glossed over in a novella.
It was a lot of very serious things to drop in a short book when you're going to put a lot of other stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
It just felt like, whoa, maybe we should talk about the fact that something really horrible happened to this guy, and he probably like has some very deep, as he should, some deep-seated, trauma from that. And they're like, nah, it's cool. Let's just talk about how we kind of hate her sister who's got a drug. You're like, wow, like she's probably hurting as well.
Yeah, and then even with, like, I don't know, just the way she treated her sister, I mean, I don't know. Her sister's, like, struggling, and I guess I can understand being resentful. Actually, I don't know, but there was something off about it.
It just felt a lot, it's like, let me tell you these really horrible things, and be like, we good. Get to the boning.
Yeah, it was, like, almost like this weird tragedy porn.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit hard for me to like be, I don't know, it kind of put a damper on how horny it was, because it wasn't like tragedy that involved them together where they're like, oh my God, like we almost died together. And it was like this kind of sexy but awful thing that we both shared. It's like, no, we just got some real fucked up stuff in our families.
Yeah. And the fact that like they only date, for a week.
They were engaged within 3 days.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like to jump ahead, but like
we all know how it's gonna end.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was something. Oh well, like so Stoner has this like really tragic backstory, and then like all of a sudden he's like 100% in when like he wants to be with Max, and he's like, she's mine, blah blah blah, and then it's like I was worried for Stoner. I'm like, did he work through his issues, or is he kind of like, I don't know, is their relationship gonna be healthy?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wrote down a lot of things I was worried about that he said when he first saw her. It was like, she felt like she came back, you know, it kind of jumps in the story and it feels like she comes back to town and she didn't give him a second thought when she was gone. It's like, oh, this dude that I used to know is really hot and he owns a bar now? Cool. Like, I'm back in town. This could be fun. Whereas his take was like, I have been waiting 20 years for this. She is mine. She will be mine. There is no second, you know, you're like, whoa, man, like, I think that you've got some things you need to work through, and this is maybe a transference of like there's a lot. And he also still lives with his mom. There was just a lot of kind of things with Stoner that worried me.
Yeah,
just
he was worrisome.
You know, he was worrisome, and not like in a sexy like bad boy way. I was like, I'm actually worried about how much he's jumped in on this. Like he's full force. And I think maybe some women, that is their idea of something really fun in a romance novel, where they're like, they like the idea that a man is just like completely, you know, so 100% into it. That personally freaks me out.
Yeah, there was just something not grounded about it. And with like Max being like okay with it, not giving it a second guess, maybe that like solidifies that, like, you know, Stoner is okay. But the fact that like it's just weird that she wouldn't be like, okay, had this tragic past, he's like so into me, we're getting engaged. Is he okay?
Yeah, yeah. Nobody in her life was like, hey, really, really happy to hear this is great. We love you. You know, a little bit worried that you're engaged after 3 days.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird. Good. Happy. But, you know, have you talked to this man in 20 years? And what did you have in common when you spoke? Like,
yeah, everyone was like pretty on board. Like, okay, so like, Max, like, you know, it's 2 days, they reunite. Max invites Stoner and his mom to Thanksgiving dinner, like 2 days later, and like at Thanksgiving, Stoner like declares his love for her.
yeah, and they also, isn't it at Thanksgiving where they go upstairs and they take a shower together?
Yeah.
Well, the family is downstairs. And I don't know, like maybe I just came from a different kind of family.
No,
but
right. You're 100% right. Everyone else agrees with me.
Like, I would never go upstairs while my entire, like, extended family are down there unless I had so much. I mean, like, I would have to be blackout. The family have to be blackout. It'd have to be, like, melancholia. Everything's about to, you know, the planet is ending for that situation to happen. And that, to me, was just like, oh, should we be doing that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the middle of the day. I mean, just thinking of the mechanics of this, it's like the middle of the day. They're playing like a bingo or something, and she's like, "I'm gonna go upstairs," and he goes upstairs with her, and then the whole family would hear the shower turn on. Like you know what I mean? Then everyone knows.
It's like they both come out clean, like wet hair, and you're like, "Did you both just take a shower?
Yeah.
Why? Thanksgiving, like we weren't playing a game of like touch football outside." And you're like, "Oh, fell in a mud puddle." It's like he didn't spill there wasn't a scene where it's like he spilled gravy all over himself. It's like they just went upstairs to have shower sex.
Yeah.
During Thanksgiving.
It was so odd and stressful. I mean, hot, but very stressful.
Yeah, it's like there is something fun about the idea of, you know, forbidden, or could they get caught? But it seemed like even like that wasn't even they weren't worried about getting. I think that's what made it stressful for me. Is like they're not worried about getting caught. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah,
it's
see a chapter of the family like sitting in the and
their POV. They're like, you know what? Their daughter has some issues. He's had some issues. Just let them do this. We are all going to like Maury Povich show after this.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, well, our family is more fucked up than we think, maybe.
Yeah. We're not doing so great.
Oh, did you come up with a tagline for the book?
Okay, these are horrible.
Like them already.
So I've got two. The first one is, you're going to need therapy after this family gathering.
Ooh.
Or this Thanksgiving, trade the cornucopia for a hornucopia. Just put me in a grave. That's horrible. But
no, hornucopia. Mine, I stole this from. Well, he's hungry for that pie between her thighs.
That's really good.
I stole it from. Do you remember Pop Physique? It was like a.
Yes. I remember, yeah. Those billboards in LA that were everywhere that were like buns.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go to them and they would have these sales around Thanksgiving and it would be like, keep the pie off your thighs or something fat shaming.
Yeah.
And so I stole it.
I feel like there would be something with stuffing the turkey, but I don't know how to really, I got to workshop that one, but.
Yeah, stuffing the, we got to workshop that one, but I see it.
The turkey's not the only thing getting stuffed this Thanksgiving.
Boom, that's it.
That's it. Hire me to be your copywriter. Is it too late to change the cover of the book? 'Cause I've got a new tag.
Yeah, because like the cover has, what is it? Oh my God, I have my eyes. He finally has someone to be thankful for.
That downplays the horniness of this book because that makes it sound like it's like the cover felt very like Hallmark Channel-ish, like sexy Hallmark.
Yeah.
And this is much more kind of, I don't know, like kind of like off the cuff, like very like vulgar terminology.
She picks him up and says not nasty, but like the hottest sex stuff.
Yeah, they really just go for it. It's not like innuendos or they're not like batting around the subject. They're like, let's just do this.
Yeah, which is cool. Like I don't know. I think that's also another fun thing is that they were in their late 30s and she's just like she sees him at the bar and she's just like, hey, good looking, how come it's always the men who say sex?
Yeah.
and we have to use face cream all the time.
Womp womp. Yeah, I mean, she was like, and maybe that's part of the reason why I was a little bit more like glossing over stuff is the idea that they're older and they're like, this is just what it is.
Yeah.
Not about like the romance of the will they, won't they. It's like, no, we're at a certain age. We know each other. You're hot. I've wanted you for 20 years. Let's just bang in the shower. Get it over with.
Get the shower sex out of the way. Where's the ring?
I did think it was like really funny that they always brought up like all the eco-friendly products that they're using. Like in the shower, they're like handmade soap. I'm like, yeah.
Good for you guys.
You know what? Like, yeah, you should use handmade soap. I was like, that's a weird thing to focus on, but I kind of like it.
Okay, so, well, do you want to read a sexy part?
Okay, I don't know if I can do this without laughing, but it's really intense. This is from chapter 12. This is from Stoner's perspective.
Okay.
He says, what my baby wants, my baby gets. She can watch all the Hallmark movies she wants as long as she does it with no clothes on and I get to drink her sweet honey. I love the way she spreads wide for me after I get her lacy undies off. I love the way she continues to eat popcorn while I feast on her pussy.
While I feast on her pussy.
I love the way my body reacts when I slide my tongue into her, when I massage her folds, when I touch her clit. I love it that she can't see what I'm doing under here, under the blankets, but I can see her most private places, and I have my way with them. I love everything about her noises, her squirms, and ultimately her full body spasm when she peeks. Oh, Stoner, she cries. I'm really going to love doing this for you when your little tummy is swollen with our babies. She shudders with the last of her climax, and then I'm back to eye level, and she's caught her breath. She says, wait, did you say babies plural? I did. Is that okay? Yes, but are you going to at least marry me first? I share her taste in my mouth with her and say, trust me, I'm not going to leave you hanging on that score.
Oh my God. We need to unpack this for a second. One, it's during a Hallmark movie, which kind of neat. I like that.
Hey, I'm all in on that. Like, I watch Hallmark movies, sure.
Yeah, whenever I watch them, I'm like, they should be fucking. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's why Hallmark movies are good, because you look this and you're like, if there was like 80% more boning, they'd be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want 80% sex, 20% trying to save the local harvest festival from a developer. You know, that's the ratio that I want. I stand by that. I think that's what it needs.
Remember on Netflix there was the Christmas Prince movies?
Oh yeah.
In the second one, at the end, you know, they have their kiss, and it was like, was that the second time they kissed? Was at the wedding?
I have to be honest with you, that those movies really bothered me because she wore it honestly, like, I still think about it. She wore necklaces over blouses and shirts.
Yeah.
But, like, the necklace went over the top, like not like it was like hanging out. It was like very positioned underneath the lapels and certain things, and it just mess me up. And there were those Pandora bracelets and the Pandora necklaces.
Mm-hmm.
And I would literally wait till the end to like see who the costume designer was and see if they had like promotional consideration by Pandora. Anyway, that's what I took from that movie.
I guess
I had very serious wardrobe issues.
it's like sometimes those things bother me. Like when, like, you know, sometimes like I'll watch like a Lifetime movie and it's so clear that this outdoor scene was shot in Griffith Park out here in Los Angeles and they're all like wearing coats and all I think about is how hot they must feel.
That's a fun fact with most of those Hallmark movies for the Christmas ones. They're all shot like, well, some of them are shot in Vancouver, but most of them are shot in the late summer.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Like they're like, oh man, gotta bundle up. And you're like, you are in Glendale.
Yeah. And the premise of the story is that they're going back to the snowiest place.
Yeah. And yeah, it's not, I mean, that bothered me. It was the same thing with Little House on the Prairie. That was shot like in, you know, Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
And like, oh, the plains, you're like, there are so many hills. I see a palm tree in the background.
Yeah, like that's not a prairie.
This isn't the same, but it's one of the horniest TV shows ever written. Did you ever watch Silk Stockings in the 90s? It was on USA.
I know of it. I never watched it.
So you might like it because it's about like two police detectives who had a will they won't they, and they solve sexy crimes. They're like sexy crimes, and then they're always like the pool boy kills, you know, his stepmom's lover, and it's all this stuff. And anyway, I was obsessed with it, and it was incredibly sexual. And the theme song is like this, like squealing saxophone and just panting. So I'd have to turn it down because I didn't want my mom to listen to it. I was like, I really just cared about the dynamic of the two leads. Like I didn't care about the sexy crimes. I was like, God, these are just, they're meant for each other. Cut to me visiting my stepmom, like my ex-stepmom years later at this like wharf in San Diego. And I was like, God, this place looks really familiar. I've been here before. It was where they shot Silk Stockings.
That's amazing.
And it took me like 15 minutes. I was like, I have deja vu. I know this dock. Like, why do I know this San Diego dock? And then I was like looking at the skyline. I was like, oh my God, this is where they shot Silk Stockings, which is bullshit because that was supposed to be in Miami. But yeah.
How pleasant for you, though. That's what a nice moment.
It was actually comforting once I realized that. I was like, oh, this is where the sexy crimes happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of stuff really bothers me.
No, I get it. Okay, so then they're fucking during the Hallmark movie.
Right, but the popcorn thing.
That is something we need to unpack. Because I don't know what to think.
First blush, I would think if you are still eating popcorn while somebody is going down on you, maybe it's leaving something to be desired.
Yes.
That was just like, I'm not saying that that's Stoner's issue. I'm just saying that would be something I would consider. Also, but you know what? Though, also maybe it just shows that she's a multitasker.
Oh, you're right, and that's good because like when I'm in front of the TV shoving popcorn down my face, which is I do on a routine basis.
Yeah.
The amount of times I almost choke because so much popcorn. Like I'll be like shoving, and then all of a sudden, like I'll like like.
Maybe it was so good he thought she was just like gasping and she's like panting. She was like had a kernel stuck in her like trachea. And and like not to like spoil it, but this comes up again where they talk about eating while he's going down on her. I'm like maybe she has like some sort of like condition where she always has a snack. She's just having a snack attack, and you know what? Like Hallmark and a good sexton can't stop you from getting your snacks on. It's loud. Eating popcorn is loud.
It is. And you get it everywhere. Like, again, when I'm shoving popcorn in my face, more popcorn in my bra than there is in my mouth.
Maybe that's for him later on. But that's, I just imagine there's a Hallmark movie on, he's doing his thing, and then there's just like crunching and like just sound, like just so much sound, like the rustling of the bag. Mm-hmm. Your hand in it, in your mouth, the crunching, the weird like particles that go flying.
Yeah, and his noises.
Yeah, that's there's so many sounds going on.
Yeah, and it's like, who's paying attention? And it's like funny, like what if she was like having an orgasm the moment in the Hallmark movie where it's like her heart to heart with her grandfather, the least.
Or like when they find out, like it's like the big city baker who comes in and, you know, realizes that her next door neighbor is actually Mr. You know, Santa Claus. And he's like trying to set her up with the vet. And it's always like, wait, you're I don't know. And it's like there's a glint in his eye and she's she's coming. There's popcorn everywhere.
It'd be funny if like his mom then walked in. It's like, oh, what are you watching? There's popcorn everywhere.
Talbot, clean up your room.
There is a hot part. Oh wait, did I have that part where like there was like a sweet part where let me find it. Oh wait, it's in here. Where he takes her to his room and he's like, okay. So this is, he takes her home for, it's like the Wednesday, I think, before.
Yeah.
And he like, oh, hey, do you want to see my, he's like, oh, hey, do you want to see my mom? And they enter his house and she's like, everything's dark. Where's your mom? Wordlessly, I pull Max into the small guest room and lock the door. My mom's at the store picking up food. I lied about the time. I just wanted to get you here early to do something I've always wanted to do. And what's that? Max says with a naughty smirk. I smile down at her. She fits so nice in my arms, I have to control myself from tearing off her clothes. I just want to have one official makeout session in my teenage bedroom, just to bring everything full circle. She looks at me like I'm nuts for a moment, and then her face softens. She takes off her camel coat and tosses it on a chair. So let's do this, she says. Her lips are a perfect fit. She's warm and sweet, and her little sighs. Shit, I'm throbbing with a need that can't be satisfied in time we have before my mom gets home. I can't believe I'm making out in my teenage bedroom with Maxine Pumpkin Novak.
I do think there's something really nice about the idea that like he has held this flame for her, and I think that's really sweet.
Yeah, it is, there's something like very sweet about, like, I mean, I left high school and similar to like, I think Pumpkin, where I was like, fuck this place, I'm moving to California or whatever. And to like come back and just like have like that realization of like, things weren't, like, things are okay.
Yeah. No, I think that's, and I also think there is that kind of idea that, I mean, I went back after college and dated a guy that I had a crush with in high school.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I remember thinking like, yes, finally, Morgan Cline gets hers. You know, like it was like very, like, didn't end well, but it was like, it's kind of like that thing where it's like you spend so much energy thinking about these people when you're in high school, when you're young, because all of your feelings are so heightened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I think when you got, like, at least for me, like when I got crushes, they were like big crushes. You know, like
they take over your life.
Like I couldn't eat. It was like I would just think about them. My journals are nightmares. They are Morrissey lyrics. Like they are so, they are like my so-called life. Like it's so dramatic. And then I think that there's something nice about sometimes though, like having that validation of being like, oh, I did like this person and there's a reason why. And it feels like it does come full circle.
Yeah, totally. I wrote screenplays about my crushes.
That's amazing. I'll just write a Batman Forever fanfic.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you are Team Batman Forever because I think Val Kilmer was one of my first crushes.
Oh, I love that movie so much. And it also had Chris O'Donnell, who is like such a white bread, like, but I was like, I'm in. I'm in.
Oh, yeah. I was Chris O'Donnell, and then you know who's back? Scott Wolf.
Oh, he has aged like fine wine. He's just a handsome guy.
Yeah, I was watching the new Nancy Drew that's on CW, and he plays like a dad, which mind-blowing. And I'm like, oh my God, I am so glad to see him back.
You know, he married one of the girls from Real World.
Oh, yeah, he married like a cool girl.
She was pretty. Yeah, she was like very pretty and cool. Yeah, I was in line at a when I was like living in LA as a assistant. I was in line behind Chris O'Donnell at like a car dealership, and I was just like, "This is the best day of my life.
What was he buying? Do you know what he was interested
He was
in?
waiting for like a Cadillac or something, like an Escalade to come out of, like, it was like a service department. And I was just like, Chris O'Donnell, I want to talk to you so much about Mad Love and Batman Forever, but I can't.
Such a shame. Like, where did, like, I know I think he might be on like an SVU situation.
He's on one of those, it's with LL Cool J, and they live in LA, and they're like cops.
Yeah, he's definitely a cop somewhere. I mean, he was wasn't he in Circle of Friends? That was a big one.
I have spent more money buying that stupid fucking DVD, off Amazon and Etsy, like in places like that, because you can't find it. It's out of print.
Oh, it's not even available on digital?
No, you have to buy these bootleg, DVDs from China, and they are $60. But I've bought them multiple times because I was losing them, because it's like, I love that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it sometimes feels like we're a forgotten generation.
We are the forgotten generation.
Because there's so many guys that just, Chris O'Donnell, I remember my friend Agatha had a Circle of Friends poster in her room, and I just was like, you're cool.
You know who was in Circle of Friends?
Who?
Who played her best friend's like boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Aidan Gillen, who played Littlefinger.
Oh my God. Now that's a guy I would want to see younger. You know what I mean? I gotta watch that movie. Well, I gotta find that movie.
He's gorgeous. Like, he's like really adorable.
Yeah. I mean, I like him. I liked him on, I was about to say The Office. I liked him on The Office. The Wire.
Yeah. Oh, he's great in The Wire. You know what's crazy, though? The book Circle of Friends ends very differently than the movie Circle of Friends.
How does it end?
If I remember correctly, they do not get together.
Oh.
Like the whole thing happens, but they don't get, I mean, another spoiler alert, sorry guys. But yeah, but they don't, like, I think it's more like she comes to terms with the fact like they're not supposed to be together.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the movie and then getting the book and being like, no, like, I'm here for the happy ending.
Yeah. I remember, like, that's so, when, like, it's more of a betrayal when a book doesn't have a happy ending than, like, an actual breakup.
Yeah, I mean, that's why romance novels in particular are so fulfilling to read, because you get emotionally invested, but you know that it's going to be okay. Like, it's like you don't end up like coming out the other side going like, wow, that was really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Or I feel not great.
Yeah.
Because there's things that are too much and too kind of intense, and you're like, come out the other side and you're like, that was a ringer and I don't want to read for a little bit. And these are like, I could read another 4 tonight.
Oh, yeah. There was one time where I was coming back on a plane and I was reading a book that I was under the impression that it was a romance novel, and I had finished it on the plane. It didn't have a happy ending.
It was a Jonestown. It was a story of Jim Jones and the People's Temple.
I mean, I was so fucking mad about that. Because that cover, man, was he hot. And I like look at my brother's girlfriend and I'm like, I just read a romance novel and it didn't have a happy ending. And she reads romance and she's like, what?
No, but yeah, I've not found one yet that doesn't have one or some semblance of one. And I think that's the whole. I went down this, like, one of the fanfics I read, but it was chapters. I mean, it was like thousands of words. It was insanity. And she would drop a new one like every couple months. So it was like, I dedicated a year of my life to this, and it did not end happy. Like, it didn't end with the two characters getting together. I felt betrayed. Like, I was like, I gave up my life under the assumption that this is going to end well, because that's what romance novels do. They end well.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Like, romance is happy,
That's the handshake that we do when I purchase a book.
Yeah.
When I page, it's like the handshake is that you're going to take me on an easy journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have some sort of like engagement, and then at the other side I'm going to be like, thank you.
Yeah, I love that you refer to it as a handshake. Like, yes.
It is a bit like, I think that's the thing about these books is like, what, like, once you read one, you're like, I understand what the structure is. It's like going into a comedy show or something. You're like, we all agree that this is the structure.
Yeah.
How you get to the end point is your own journey.
Mm-hmm.
but we all know that we're going to end up at this point.
I kind of like equate them. I mean, I don't mean to like diminish them, but it is kind of like watching sports. Like you're watching basketball. The team is going to either win, lose, or tie. Like they're not going to suddenly start playing golf, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that's a big thing, and I think that that's why there's such enjoyment. And I absolutely think it is an art form.
Oh my God, yeah.
You have to be able to be a good writer to be able to do kind of a trope that feels very played out.
Mm-hmm.
And to still be able to do it, make it interesting, and, you know, add things that are fun and that make people laugh. And I think it's hard to write about sex in a way that there's only so many ways you can say, you know, certain things. And so it's always interesting to see people able to go about that.
Yeah. I mean, people ask me, would you ever write a romance novel? And I'm always like, no. Like, no. First of all, I can't even write a 4-page sketch. But, like, it seems like the hardest thing to do because you have to make something that we know new, like what you were saying. And it's like, plus you have to make you're doing series of that. Like that just seems so difficult.
I honestly thought that I could do it for a little bit after I was reading a lot of fanfic, and I was like, not like in a way that would be good, but I was like, oh, I could make some, like, you know, 50 Shades money, right? I was like, let's make some 50 Shades money. And then I tried, I was like, this just feels ridiculous coming from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the people who write it truly believe in what they're writing, and I was trying to do it to like make a buck, thinking that I could like mimic the weird, you know, cadence and patterns of that. And I was like, this is why I can't do it.
Yeah, I like one time, I think it was like 2 years ago, I had just finished up on the show I was working on, and I was like just looking for like gigs here and there, and there was a woman interested in doing like an audio parody of a romance novel, and she's like, I'm looking for, you know, romance writers. And my friend was like, you should like submit like like a sample. And I'm like, I've never written anything before. So I wrote something, and I wrote the female, like the perspective of myself, and I sent it to this woman, and she was like, it's really good, but I think I'm gonna go with like an actual romance writer. And I was just like kind of hurt for a second, but then I was like, well, yeah, like I wouldn't go, like it was like me, like the female character was saying sorry all the time. Like,
sorry. I wrote some like I did like little short erotic stories about home and garden like hosts.
Ugh, I love
and
it.
It was so hard because I was trying to like make like, I mean, it was a joke. It was like a joke, but writing a lot about like putting like spackle on things and, you know, drywall and like just making it Canadian because they're all Canadian. And I was like, this is really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way I could do it is if I was making it a gag. Like I could not be serious about this because it just comes out insane.
Yeah, it must be hard, like, when it's, like, a concept on a concept, if that makes any sense. Like, if you are, like, doing, like, HGTV erotica, and it's like, oh, like, I need to make this refreshing each page, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why stories like this, it's like you've got to find some sort of angle, and I guess, you know, this angle is this idea of, like, unrequited long-term, you know, crush coming full circle, or living on the prairie, or, you know, whatever it is, or being, you know, having to go, you know, thwart some sort of like coup attempt in the Ukraine, and, you know, having sex along the way. Like there's like, you just have to find out ways to make it interesting.
Yeah. And I think like what's fun now is that authors are, you know, are finding like really interesting ways of like, you know, diversity and like different backgrounds. And I just read, did you read The Kiss Quotient?
No, I've got it downloaded though.
It is so good. And it's a, you know, a woman has Asperger's, and like, it was just like, oh, it's so well done. And it's like one of these things of like, oh yeah, so many people have different backgrounds, and like, we're so used to seeing like this, like, you know, the same character again and again. And it's like, oh yeah, there's like this wide variety of like identities that we're just like not seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one lady that I read that like hers all like, people will have, like, it's not funny, but like people will have like weird ailments, and then at the very end of the book, you know, she's like, we know that now that, you know, so-and-so had asthma, And that was, a degenerative lung disorder. You're like, oh, like, okay. Like, I didn't need the WebMD version at the end, but like, I kind of like the fact that she tries to weave things in that might be topical.
Yeah.
I was like, I have asthma too. Maybe I'm going to fall in love that way.
I mean, maybe it's like relatable, I guess.
I think so.
Okay, so what did you think of like Max as a character?
I mean, I think it was a little bit tough just because it was such a short story and they were trying to pack so much into it that I think that we didn't really get to see a lot of, like, I felt like we knew a lot more about Stoner than we did about Max.
Yeah.
Like, we knew she was successful. We knew that she had kind of like this weird family dynamic with her sister, but I thought it was fun. I thought she was fun. She was, she was very ballsy. She was very take charge. She knew what she wanted.
Mm-hmm. She definitely had like a lot of, I don't want to say audacious, but like she talked dirty. Like she was just like, you know what I want tonight? Your dick. And is like, stuff that we say jokingly, she said it like very seriously, sort of.
No, absolutely. I think that goes back to like her, her, like they started off, they like, this is what her speech was. She was kind of take note. She just said what she wanted to say. Nothing, nothing kind of swayed her. And I think maybe that's why the things that bothered me about the Stoner character didn't bother her, because she was just like, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Just who she was, whereas like that wouldn't be who I would be, but for her character, it absolutely made sense.
Yeah, she definitely like had her shit together, which was fun to read.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times too, I don't know, like I feel like a lot of the books I've read, there's a lot more of the woman trying to fix the man or fix the situation, or there's some sort of tragedy or something that happened where they have to like fix the past.
Yeah.
And she didn't really do that. She was kind of like, the stuff that happened to you isn't your fault. You know that, right? Cool, moving on.
Yeah, and she was also like very like, because like Stoner, this was what was great about Stoner, is that like he worked through his stuff on his own. Like he mentions that he goes to therapy, and I still think, I mean, there still is a stigma of men not being in touch with their feelings, or going to therapy is somehow weak. But here you have like this buff guy, great abs, huge dick, like really cool guy, just like saying, you know what, like we have emotions, we are worthy of validating them and working through them. And like that, and the fact that like she is like, you're on your own thing, you do what you need to do, and I'm like here for you. That was really great.
Yeah, I think that was a nice dynamic shift. And the fact maybe that was the other thing that like it threw me for a loop, because I'm not used to seeing that, but having them kind of just deal with those kind of things very casually.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
This is part of his reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I was more concerned he lived with his mom than the fact that, he had trauma. But yeah, I guess I kind of like that. I like the fact that it was handled very like, this is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And it like seems like he's a good son. He has an apartment did he have an apartment like upstairs from the bar?
Yeah, there was a bed up there. So I don't know if it was like his like crash pad, if he was working late, or exactly how that. Part of me wondered I couldn't figure out if he lived above the bar.
Yeah, it was confusing.
Because it sounded like he owned the bar and then he owned the rectory next to it.
Mm-hmm. That he wanted to turn into a restaurant.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't really figure that, but it was very convenient for banging, so.
Oh yeah, I love a convenient bang. And
yeah, I mean, nice and tidy.
Yeah. Was that the scene where there was like one line that he had that made me laugh? Oh gosh, where was it? Oh, yeah. So like upstairs, and like he has this one line, it's like, she wants it, she's gonna get it, and then he goes, I don't know what came over me, but I've got her jeans and panties hitting the wall, and the next moment my pants and boxers are down. Stoner's boner is free and erect and ready. And I was like, Stoner's boner.
That's why he never changed his nickname. He's like, one day, in 20 years, I'm going to be able to use this.
Yeah.
It's going to be worth it.
Yeah. It's funny that, like, it wasn't used earlier. Because, like, I was like, okay, la, la, la. And then I heard Stoner's boner, and it's, like, literally my mind went boing.
I feel like if anybody ever said boner to me in an actual sexual setting, I'd be like, well, see you later. No, thank you. But that's me. That's just me.
No, but like it's funny if it was like a joking thing.
It was joking, yeah.
Yeah.
Joke.
But like if someone's like, I have a I don't know, like I have a boner. I'll be like, get the fuck away.
Excuse me, ma'am. I think it's because it has such like 80s like jock movie connotations for me, where it's like you can't. I mean, there's a character on what was that? Growing Pains.
Yeah,
boner. Like get out of town. Like I don't want you to ever like. It's just so stupid. But
yeah, I feel like boner, like when we were learning about sex, like the first like sex class we had, I think, was in 8th grade, and we were like 13, 14 years old, and we were learning about what erections were, and I think that like they're like, this is known as an erection. Sometimes people refer to it as boners. So when you hear boners, like I think of my teacher who was like, here's a nickname for erection. So it's like when someone's like, I have a boner. Like it's just like I picture, do you know what I mean?
I picture nerds like looking through a peephole in like one of those movies like Porky's and being like, oh, I've got a boner. Like to me, it's like not sexual. It's like a young guy just being gross.
Yeah, it's just like, yes, exactly. Like I think of like young kids who just like, you know, young men or, you know, whoever, like just can't not being able to keep it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is that there's something very like infantile about it or like sophomoric.
Yeah, I mean, like there are certain things I feel like, I mean, if it was in a joking setting by like a real handsome fella, I'm sure I could like make an exception to the rule and be like, this is adorable.
Oh, yeah.
But most of the time, if I'm just reading it or hearing it like that, I'd be like, this is not the word I want to have associated with me about to have sex.
It's funny, like I hope my future husband, well, I'm not going to get married, but I hope he will purposely call his erection boner just to like make me angry, and that'll be funny.
Forever. Yeah, he's like, that's just all he says.
Yeah. So what was your, like, okay, so we were talking about stoner, like, what, like, else about him did you like or didn't like?
I mean, I think that I like the fact that he kind of, again, like knew what he wanted, and this was his goal, and this was his kind of like end game. I thought it was a little bit strange that he kind of just left it all up to fate.
Yeah.
Like, he could have reached out if he liked her that much. Like but that's just there's only so many chapters in this, but it felt a little bit like, I guess maybe it was fate, and the idea like she would come home eventually.
Yeah, like he's a romantic.
Yeah, he's a romantic. Like, and this is this is the person he's been pining after. Like, this is who it is.
Yeah. It's funny. I feel like through this conversation, I've grown more and more in love with Stoner. Because when we started, I was like, he's crazy. He's so possessive so early on. And now I'm like, I fucking love him, man.
All my notes were like, he is a monster, that there are problems, like red flags. And I'm like, well, but you know what? Like, he knew what he wanted.
You know, when you go through a breakup with a guy and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't get this romance thing. And then here you have Stoner being like, I get it. And you're like, oh.
It's, you know what it is? It's like fulfillment fantasy. It's the idea that this person, like, all he wants, he's like, I know your body better than you know yourself. It's like everything is like very much like, no, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, he's so decisive. And yeah, it's like I've only dated guys who are indecisive. I'm like, well, maybe that's what I'm realizing I actually want. This guy's like, no, eat your popcorn. I don't care. I'm going down on you. I've got a boner. Deal with it. I love you. I'm going to marry you after 3 days. And you're like, okay, this is all very wild.
But yeah, you're in, but it's like, you know what I want. So yeah, you can like be in this one respect.
He's never going to ask you, well, what do you want for dinner? And you're like, what do you want for dinner? He's like, no, we're going to Olive Garden. And you're like, all right.
Yeah, how did you know Olive Garden was what I wanted?
I'll be like, sure. It's like, he's just going to tell you.
Yeah, there's something sexy about it.
It's time for a shower. I don't care if it's in the middle of the holiday. Like, there's something really kind of nice about the idea that you don't have to, like, he's never going to make you question what his feelings are. He's just going to tell you.
Yeah, and that's hot. What was your favorite sex scene?
I like the one where he took her upstairs above the bar.
I like that too.
Because I think wasn't that the whole thing that he was like, she thought she was just going up there for something else, and then they had sex. And it was also, I think, the least kind of super raunchy one. It felt a little bit more romantic to me. Like, I like raunch, but I like to ease into it.
Sure. Yeah. I liked it because, like, again, like, Max. She does, like, say her dirty things of, like, I want that dick in me. But then it's also, like, romantic, too.
Well, it's romantic because he likes her so much. Like, I think that's the thing. If, like, they were just both, I don't know, if they're just both, like, just saying creepy stuff and there was nothing behind it, you're like, okay, that's a lot.
Looking at the happily ever after. So they get married. So they go back and forth, like, he gets engaged. He gets the ring at a Black Friday sale, day after Thanksgiving.
The timeline works perfect. He's like, yes. He's like, perfect. Great deals on rings. It all lines up.
Yeah, and what was great is that, like, her family helped him pick it out. Because that's, like, phew. Okay, as long as the family's on board, no one's like, Max, this is fucking ridiculous. It's like, okay, it makes you as a reader feel better.
I think it also helped that, like, her sister was going through some shit, too. So they're like, we've got a lot going on. You know? Like, the sister also fell in love in the same period of time with her sponsor. Like, there's just a lot happening.
And then her friend Joy, who obviously is going to be the protagonist in the next book, she, like, loses her bakery. Like, so much shit happens.
Loses her bakery, but we find out because Max is calling her to tell her that she's engaged. They've shut me down. The government has shut me down. And she's like, probably the bad time I'm engaged. Like, we love it. Yeah. There's a lot going on.
Very funny. And then, Stoner starts like tearing down the rectory, whatever. Yeah. That's very big. So they're back and forth. She's like, I'll stay. And then he's like, but then in the end, he goes to San Diego.
Yeah. And then you were at their wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess his sexy talk worked because she's pregnant with twins.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She shows him the sonogram, which I think he puts in his pocket. Does he put it in his pocket?
He's like, I don't care if, we're about to be husband and wife. I don't care. Like, super excited. He loves kids. He just wants kids. Yeah. So then it's like that ends. And then it's like cut to
10 years later.
10 years later. And they have a litter of children.
They have like 5 kids.
They have like 5 kids. And she's like, well, I've got the twins and then the other kids,
And one baby who's 1.
Yeah, but it's like all the kids' names are like Chico's and Talbot Jr.
Marshall's.
Marshall is our child, TJ.
And the Gap.
The baby's name is Old Navy.
Yeah.
And then the end is like, this is like, honest to God, the wildest part of the book to me. It's like, okay, so I have to take my glasses off. Okay, so she's got like 15 children, and the entire end chapter is him wanting to have sex with her and wanting to get her pregnant again.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, but I'm 48. And he's like, right. So it's probably your last chance to get pregnant again, which is, first off, rude.
Yeah.
But secondly, like, why do you need another child? You have so many. But that's your own choice. And then he's going, like, down on her, and it was like, while he's eating caramel popcorn.
Yeah, full circle.
But he's eating this time.
Oh, he's eating it. Oh, I thought she was eating it. Okay, well, yes, he's eating it.
Because she's like, you're dropping the popcorn.
Yeah.
Just multitask, man. Like, you don't have to do both. And then he's like, you taste different.
Yeah, like your pussy is different.
You must be pregnant. And she's like, no. He's like, I know your body better than you know it. You were pregnant. Which is, it's like, Stoner, stop. It was a lot. And it's also just like, you still call him Stoner and he's 48 as well. I mean, 48 as well. Like, the kids.
Yeah, it's very funny. Like, he goes to a soccer game and it's like, yep, that's my kid. I'm Stoner. Like,
uh-oh, here comes Stoner Spice and his 17 children.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Spice Kids. The Spice Kids!
I mean, it was just, I felt like it was like kind of a ridiculous end. It's very nice to see them happy.
Of course it's nice.
Like that's the part you're like, I will take the ridiculous because it's a happy ending.
Yeah, it's like, you know what you want. It's funny. How did you feel about him being like, I know your body better than
I hated that. I personally hated that. I like the idea of a decisive man. I like the idea of a guy like saying what he wants and like saying that women are beautiful and it doesn't matter what happens. Like, I think it's great that it just, that to me is just such a strange thing to say. And it's so kind of like, no, you probably don't know better than me. I'm a woman.
Yeah, it's very odd. Although, do you watch Outlander?
I read the first 2 books and I watched the first season. That guy is very hot. I just was so busy, but yeah.
Gotta, get back on it. That's your assignment. Well, no, you live your life.
You're like, Morgan, you're like, I'm Stoner. You better watch Outlander right now.
Yeah. I love you. Turn on your TV. But there was something interesting, like when she, when like she gets pregnant and he knows it, like the second time she's pregnant and he's like, you're pregnant. And she's like, what? He's like, he keeps track of like of her monthlies because like he has like a mathematical brain like that. And I was like,
it's the old times. Like, you don't have a lot of options, so you got to keep track of the monthlies.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of attractive because he like wasn't pushing it. He was just like, well, you're also like, they're also running for their lives because it's war, but he's also like, you're like, listen, we need to save our child. And she's like, what? And he's like, how come I'm your period tracker?
That I'm okay with, oddly, like, because that also is tied to other things and it feels like it's, of a certain time. And also that, that story is like very, like, sweeping romance.
Sure, yeah.
Like, really transcending time and space and, there was just something I think that was the one thing that thread through where it's like, it could be read as decisive or it could also be like, bro, back off a little bit. Like, at Stoner's best, it could be very sweet and very much like he's just very committed. And on the worst side, you could be like, you are coming across very controlling.
Yeah. Like if I was like reading it from like being an outsider in their fake relationship, like it was infuriating for him to, like be like controlling her body a little bit,
Well, there's like that one thing early on where again it could be read as like really romantic, but he's like, no, like this is what's happening. I love you. We're getting married.
Yeah, and then
and you're like, okay, cool, but maybe I have a say in this. Like maybe my eco business is like taking up most of my life right now, and I don't have time for you. Or maybe not. But yeah, it just seemed like a weird kind of cap to that. But that also, it seems like that's what the author is kind of into, which is awesome.
Yeah, it is a fine line. And I think like the author does a good job, like not making him, I didn't like the 50 Shades of Grey. So I'm like, she didn't make him like this like controlling, manipulative person where there was no way you could see a redeeming quality. Like he was a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, this character, like Stoner's character, oddly, in whatever like 50 pages this book was, had more of a backstory than the Christian gay character.
Yeah.
Like that character had far less of a personality or desires, and at least he, like okay, he plays in a band, he owns a bar. Like these are the things he wants to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I have a question for you. I had written this down. So Stoner like proposes to her at like an open mic at a bar.
My nightmare.
Okay. Now my question is, your fiance has to propose to you at doing an open mic act.
Ugh.
What open mic act would be the one he or she would propose to you at?
Just full disclosure, that's my nightmare. I'm not making stuff. I once had a guy in college, they had like, when they came around for frat events, they would have to like ask you out in very public ways. And I had a guy, I'm not making this up, he got on our PA system. I was upstairs in like the 3rd floor bathroom. And he's like, is Morgan Cline here? And then started singing over the announcement. And I freaked out and tried to run and flee down the back stairs.
Oh my God.
And they're like, isn't this romantic? I'm like, this makes me so uncomfortable. Comedy show would be the worst.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Could you imagine? I need just one word suggestion, please. And then like, improv and the whole Herald is about like proposing. What a nightmare. Or like a stand-up where like the crowd is just quiet.
Yeah.
Ugh. But there's something less earnest than somebody like I've never been able to get behind a guy with like a acoustic guitar.
Me neither.
Singing. I think honestly I would probably rather have a stand-up, not improv, stand-up, because you could probably just say it. Like maybe he tells a story, like an open mic story. That would be a better thing. But the idea of somebody strumming a guitar and singing like seriously, that's never been my like my dream. Like I could never be like, oh, I hope John Mayer sings to me. I'd rather poke my eyes out. Not that he's a bad singer. It makes me so uncomfortable.
It is. It's like almost. It's more vulnerable than like sex a little bit.
It is, and there's something you have to be so serious, and there has to be such kind of like a. It's kind of so precious.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. And it makes it just the secondhand embarrassment, and I get, my cheeks are getting pink just thinking about it.
Oh, you telling that story, I just like my insides like turned to mud real quick.
Oh, it was awful. It was absolutely awful, and it was one of the worst. Like it was a horrible date.
Oh, I would imagine. Yeah.
Beer and cotton candy.
Ugh.
Like no food. It was a camping date.
Oh my God.
It was terrible, and he made me a mix CD too. On top of it all.
I am so sorry about this experience.
Okay. Maybe that's why I have some issues with stoner, because I'm like, I don't like that. But yeah, some people probably really love that. That is honestly my idea of hell.
Yeah. There was one time, I had a friend, or not a friend, definitely not a friend, a coworker at this day job that I fucking hated. And her, boyfriend proposed to her, and he did it at like this concert. He was like, he didn't play an instrument, but they like stopped the concert, and he, used the time to propose, and it was a 3-minute long speech. And and everyone was like gathering around because we were watching a video of it. And it was like on YouTube, and she was like praying it would get like a lot of hits. It got no hits because like it's like 3 minutes long, and you don't even see him, and it's like not even romantic. And there was a point where I was just like, can I go back to my desk now?
Yeah. Like, I'm going to go get coffee. Does anybody want anything?
Yeah, I'm like, I really would just rather watch bloopers from the show Supernatural than...
I think the thing is like, it's also presumptuous. It's like the idea that like somebody thinks that everybody else cares about their relationship as much as they do. And I just, personally, it's like, no, not really.
It's not about you. Like when you go to a sporting event and you want to like propose to your girlfriend, like everyone else is stopping their life for you, and that's really selfish.
You're like, I just want to eat a Dodger dog and look at like, Matt Kemp's face. I don't want to watch you. Like, I don't want to, like, I also don't want that weird thing. Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Kiss cam. Like, I don't like kiss cam because it's like, oh, are they going to kiss? It's like, oh, and then if you're not, like, who are they? Like, what are their relation to each other? This is weird.
My biggest fear, not my fear, but I'm always thinking, like, what if there was, like, a kiss cam next to two people and it was, like, brother and sister? And everyone was like, kiss, kiss, kiss. And they're like...
Like, I'd rather not.
Yeah, that's my dad. Like, no.
Yeah, no. That's just not, like, that's not my idea of romance, but...
There was a while where I was, like, obsessed with, like, someone, like, it proposes to someone publicly, someone's videoing it, and the woman says no, and, like, what happens? Like, she runs away, or it's fake, or whatever. I'm just like, ugh, I would want to see that in person so bad.
It would just feel like it would be very empowering, especially if the person was, do you remember that TV show? It was like one of the first dating shows from, like, the 90s or, like, the early aughts. Mm-hmm. Was it called Blind Date?
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Okay, so there's this one episode. I don't know if you can ever find it. It was like this guy keeps trying to, like, he's hitting on her so hard and she's just not interested. And he keeps trying to go in for a kiss. And they keep a ticker at the bottom for every, like, missed kiss. Mm-hmm. It's like blink, 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 blink. And he gets to finally point, and I think he goes in and says something like, take a chance. It's your life. and it doesn't work out. And I was obsessed with it. I would like try to find it online, like watch it, because there's something so horrible.
Yeah.
Also just amazing about this guy just being so oblivious and not caring and the girl being like, no.
Yeah.
No.
You should find it and put it online and be like, this, what not to do, like this.
Take a chance, it's your life.
And you're like, and I'm going to take a chance, and that chance is saying no to you.
It's like, I'd rather not, thank you.
Yeah. I bet there's other chances, and in my life.
Yeah.
It is my life, and you shouldn't be in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Morgan, do you have any final thoughts? And do you want to give it a grade, A through F?
I thought it was a fun book. It was short. There was a lot of information. It was probably, in my opinion, a little bit too much like secondary stories. Mm-hmm. But it was fun.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely set up a world, and I think that like for setting that up, it could be really fun for like a longer kind of term series. Mm-hmm. I would say I'm going to give it a C+, and I'm only going a little bit low just because it's not really in my wheelhouse of like Conestoga wagons.
Sure. Yeah. There were not enough wagons.
There was a shocking lack of wagons and ox.
Sure. Valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought it was fun. It's a short, fun read, but there was something that was slightly off about it. So I'm going to give it a B, you know?
Yeah.
Because like if there was just like something, like there was something not screwed in. It was like a little too loose, and it needed to be like screwed in tighter.
I'm not saying this in a bad way, because I do respect this writer. I just think it's almost like if a bot kind of wrote a romance novel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not totally, but there's like enough kind of like, you're like, huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's like the descriptors were almost like put in, or maybe it was like longer, and then they pared it down, and they didn't know how to like, just because there was so much to it.
Yeah. It did feel very like it's formulaic, obviously, but it was like very noticeably formulaic, I guess.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Oh yeah, it was so fun, and I thought the sex scenes were hot. Like they were having fun.
He wrote like real like didn't beat around the, no pun intended, like didn't beat around the bush sex scenes.
Yeah, it's for you. And if you like Thanksgiving, you know, like
if you like turkey and fucking, then this is for you.
Yeah. Well, what a good recommendation. Morgan, do you have anything you want to like promote or plug?
I mean, I guess if people want to read about my life in Vermont,
yeah,
you can go to morgancline.me, and it's about my life in Vermont.
I mean, I go to it and I love it, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, Morgan, thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you.
So wonderful reconnecting.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Too Stupid to Live is part of the Frolic Podcast Network. For more podcasts you'll love, visit frolic.media/podcasts. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great rest of your day. 'Cause I just can't make my eyes behave.
When you make decisions for your company, you always look for the no-brainers. And if you have a lot of mailing and shipping to do, Stamps.com is the ultimate no-brainer. It streamlines your process to make your business more efficient, which makes you less busy. Mail checks, invoices, legal documents, books, and everything you need to keep your business running with Stamps.com. Seamlessly connect with every major marketplace and shopping cart if you sell online. Schedule package pickups through the dashboard and automatically see your cheapest and fastest shipping options from different carriers, with rates up to 89% off USPS and UPS rates. And with the Stamps.com mobile app, you can take care of mailing and shipping wherever you are, even on the go. Make the same no-brainer decision as over 1 million other business decision makers with Stamps.com. Sign up at Stamps.com with code PROGRAM for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. That's Stamps.com, code PROGRAM.